Hello again, and this is Grammy Louise with another Madeline story. So, are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. You remember Madeline? She is the girl who lives in a boarding school in Paris. A boarding school is a school that you sleep at. As well as going to classes, you sleep there and you have your meals there as well. And like I told you last time, I went to a boarding school when I was a little girl, and it was nice. You have all your friends around you all the time. There's always somebody to play with. It's not such a bad deal. Anyway, this story is called Madeline's Rescue. She has an accident. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines, in rain or shine. The smallest one was Madeline. She was not afraid of mice. She loved the winter, snow and ice. And to the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh, pooh." And nobody knew quite so well how to frighten Miss Clavel. You remember she frightened her teacher by walking on the wall by the River Seine. Well, we're going to see what happens when she does that. Until the day she slipped and fell. There. That's what happens when you walk on a wall instead of walking on the sidewalk. Poor Madeline would now be dead, but for a dog who kept his head. Look, the dog jumps in the water to rescue her and dragged her safe from a watery grave. So here she is now going home. All the other girls are walking, and Miss Clavel is carrying her, and the dog is coming along behind. Oh, by the way, perhaps you didn't see this, but you see this here? This is the French flag. See? It is red, white and blue, but it's different. It's just blocks of colour. It doesn't have any stars on it either. It's blue, white, red, starting with the post. Blue, white, red. From now on, I hope you will listen to me, said Miss Clavel. And here's a cup of chamomile tea. Now, I don't know if you ever had chamomile tea, maybe not. You can get it though, you can get it in the shop. It's not too bad if you put some sugar in it. I quite like it actually, it's quite nice. Good night, little girls. I hope you sleep well. Good night, dear Miss Clavel. Oh, I forgot to show you something. When Miss Clavel was giving Madeline her chamomile tea, look who was under the bed. The dog. I wonder if Miss Clavel knew he was there. I don't think so. Good night, little girls. I hope you sleep well. Good night, dear Miss Clavel. Miss Clavel turned out the light, but after she left there was a fight about where the dog should sleep that night. You can't see this picture probably very well because it's very black. But look, everybody's jumping up out of bed to try to decide whose bed the dog should sleep on. The new pupil was ever so helpful and clever. Well, you see this dog, what he's doing that's so clever? Look at him. There is the teacher pointing at a cat, and the girls are supposed to write down how you spell cat. But the dog is balancing the blocks on his nose to show them how to spell cat, C-A-T. Look at that. The dog loved biscuits, milk, and beef, and they named her Genevieve. It's a good name for a dog. She could sing and almost talk, and she enjoyed the daily walk. So going for a walk with all the girls, and look, there is Genevieve in front, wearing a bow. Now, she looks pretty fancy. Soon the snow began to fly, but inside it was warm and dry, and 6 months passed quickly by. When the 1st of May came near, there was nervousness each year, for on that day arrived a collection of trustees for the annual inspection. Now these trustees, these are the people who give a lot of money to keep the school open. So they come along all dressed up, looking very fine. You see that lady there? To check out the school. And they're checking out the bedroom. The inspector was most thorough, much to everybody's horror. Tap, tap. What can that be? Tap, tap. Come out and let me see. Dear me, it's a dog. Isn't there a rule that says dogs aren't allowed in school? Oh, there she is, tapping her stick, and the dog is under the bed. She's not going to allow him to stay there. Miss Clavell, get rid of it, please, said the president of the board of trustees. Yes, but the children love her so, said Miss Clavell. Please don't make her go. I dare say, said Lord Cuckoo-Face. I mean, it's a perfect disgrace for young ladies to embrace this creature of uncertain race. This is Lord Cuckoo-Face. Look at him. Very snooty-looking person. Doesn't like this dog at all. Off you go. Go on, run, scat. Go away and don't come back. But Madeline jumped on a chair. Lord Cuckoo-Face, she cried, beware! Miss Genevieve, noblest dog in France, you shall have your vengeance. Your vengeance, that means you'll get back at him. There she is, jumped on a chair. Look at her. Telling Lord Cuckoo-Face, telling him off. But it was no use crying or talking. They had to get dressed and go out walking. The sooner we're ready, the sooner we'll leave, and the sooner we'll find Miss Genevieve. They went looking high and low. In every place a dog might go. In every place they called her name, but no one answered to the same. The gendarme said, we don't believe we've seen a dog like Genevieve. Gendarme is the French word for policeman. See, the policemen don't wear the same uniforms as policemen here. They have those little hats. Hours after they had started, they came back home broken-hearted. Oh, Genevieve, where can you be? Genevieve, please, come back to me. There's Madeline out of her bedroom window, looking for Genevieve. In the middle of the night, Miss Clavell turned on the light and said, something is not right. An old street lamp shed its light on Miss Genevieve outside in the night. Look, there she was sitting outside the school, howling. Ooh! She was petted, she was fed, and then everybody went to bed. Good night, little girls. I hope you sleep well. Good night, dear Miss Clavell. Miss Clavell turned out the light, and then again there was a fight. Each little girl cried, Genevieve is mine tonight. That's a picture of all the little girls. Genevieve in the middle, and they all want her to sleep on their beds. Not possible, right, for one dog to go on 12 beds. For a second time that night, Miss Clavell turned on her light, and, afraid of a disaster, she ran fast and even faster. If there's one more fight about Genevieve, I'm sorry she will have to leave. Look, there's a fight in the bedroom. The girls are all... Look, one of them's got a broom, and they're hitting each other with their pillows, and somebody's pouring water from the pitcher. And look at this little girl here, she's pulling the other one's nightie. It really was a big argument going on. That was the end of the riot. Suddenly, all was quiet. Then, for the third time that night, Miss Clavell turned on the light, and to her surprise, she found there was suddenly enough hound to go all around. Look what happened. Genevieve had babies. She had a bunch of puppies. Look at that. And there was enough for all of the girls to have their own puppy. Look at that. That's the end of that story. And I hope you liked it, and we'll do another one tomorrow. Bye-bye.